to speak a little bit from my perspective, what do I think that, why do we need designers in the age of AI? So that's a question that, of course, we have been thinking a lot in our office, and the conclusion that we have, it's not, yeah, is that we don't know. Honestly, why do in the future, why in the future do we need designers? It's something that it's not yet possible to grasp. We cannot say why do we need designers, because we don't understand what the context, so what the paradigm shift is going to bring to us. We don't know what's going to be the future, but we know, this is very slow, I'm sorry. So, but we know that that paradigm shift is going to bring to us changes in society, in culture, tech, environment, economics. And when we think about this, actually, is that not what we do as designers? To analyze these topics all the time in order to come and create developing, so to create and to develop meaningful solutions. So we have to be aware of the constant changes in society so that we design the products that we are doing at the moment in a way that it will fit society. So how we see AI at the moment. So I cannot speak for all design offices, not also any, or every design, industrial design office, because everyone has a different kind of way of working. But what we do right now, we really think that it's an awesome tool. So we think that it's like as if we acquire the new tool or even a new colleague, which is there to support us all the time, extending all capabilities and skills that we already have. So that said, I think this is the point that it's very important. Although we feel augmented in a way, it's very important, as Anne already also said, not to give away our responsibility. So we are the ones driving, not AI. AI is just amplifying us. So just for you to understand a little bit, why do we think that it's important to design meaningful products, I can just show a little bit of the things that we are developing in our office. So you can call us RK, which stands for Relvãokellermann, a little bit more difficult to say. And we do a very big range of products. I think that this is also something that is special about our office. So we don't try to stick to one category of product design. We really try to work in different typologies, different fields, coming from very small objects like a pen until, for example, a kitchen system. And when we design a kitchen system, for example, why would you design a new kitchen system nowadays? So that's where we start. We don't do it just because that's the briefing. So for us, it's very important to understand what is the context, what's the client, how is this going to be ever manufactured, what is the need. So when we designed this kitchen, it's called J-Gas system, and it was together with Jan Einzelmann and Holzrausch. For us, it was very important that so Holzrausch is known because they are very special. They have like this really specific approach to materials. They are very high quality, and they are also known because of their details connected to carpentry and stuff like this. So how do we, as industrial designers, create a system that engages with what Holzrausch is producing and what we believe is needed for a system in a kitchen? So we could not just do a new kitchen, because there are many ones and they are great. So why do you do a new one? In this case, we really wanted to use authentic materials. Therefore, you cannot build like a box next to box next to box as every kitchen is normally built. We have to find a way, how can we produce something that doesn't duplicate the walls? So basically that was a problem. And for that, we had to invent a new system which is based on a frame in the back. And we are very happy because we got even a patent for it. So it's something that doesn't exist yet. So here, the point is not how can we design a new kitchen only, it's how do we make it meaningful? This is very slow. I'm really sorry. Now I already pressed for the next one, so I don't know if I should press or not. Yeah. So when we design something like furniture for office, for example, as it happened here. So a client that comes from Dingolfing in Bavaria, he has, so it's called Gumpu, so he has a huge manufactory that is able to produce plates. So when he says to us, please, can you just design our new collection? It should be something that fits into contemporary offices and should last. We never ever thought about buying different parts. Like the idea was, if we have a manufactory that he runs, which has kind of 50 people, we should really use his resources, and we should design a system, or well, a collection that really fits into the production that he's able to do. So here again, if you would just ask AI to design a new furniture, of course you can prompt it as you like, but I think it's very important that you keep the human touch, that you keep on understanding that, or that we have a different understanding that AI at least is not there yet. So when we designed the pony for Gumpu, for example, it was, everyone always say that what we do is minimalist. And we find it funny because that's never a beginning for us. So when we design something, there's a reason for it. If it looks minimalistic, it's because it had to. There's a reason. And here, it was a moment that we, exactly with the same manufacturer, we recognized that there in a corner, there's a kind of a machine that it's called the vacuum presser. And we thought, okay, this was fantastic. We can give a different kind of shape to wood. And we can produce it in Dingolfing and don't try to buy parts, making it somewhere else. Maybe cheaper. Maybe this would be cheaper to produce. But maybe we can keep the logic of working always with the manufacturing in Dingolfing. And we created Pony. And Pony is an object, sitting table, that you use for different contexts in an office, and you can really just like use it as a pony, so that's why the name. But we are very glad that this was actually our first product with a gold award, in a gold IF award this year. Yeah, now it came. I'm really sorry that this is so slow. So when we design, for example, an oven, when a company like Samsung comes to us and say, hey, we need to design a new oven for integration in a European market, we think, okay, what is the European market? How are kitchens? I mean, a kitchen is not anymore a laboratory. A kitchen is something that is connected to the living space. So we have to design something that fits with the materials that are used nowadays in a living space, which are matte, because Phoenix found a very nice coating, and therefore everyone is using it. So it's very important to connect always all these dots, and don't do it just for the sake of style. So we also changed the size of the window, and there's also a reason for it. We really wanted it to match as much as possible with furniture, but we wanted to keep it very functional so that when you are cooking, in the front of it, you still can see everything. This is an upcoming project that I'm not yet able to say so much about it, but it will come out in the next months, and it's a new espresso machine. And here it was exactly the same question again. Why do you design a new coffee machine where there are so many good coffee machines in the market? And this is this kind of portafilter machines. And here for us it was very important to adapt it to how we live nowadays. So why do we drink coffee? So all of these things you have to ask all the time. So these are kind of final products. So this is what the people normally see from our office. This also got a gold award, by the way. So our second, we got our first and our second gold award this year, which is fantastic, IF. And we also got a German Design Gold Award this year. So this is really nice recognition. But what I just was about to saying is that these are the final products that you see. This is not our work. So what we do every day in our work is mediation. We work with engineers, we work with marketeers, we work with product developers, we work with, you name it, so manufacturers, in order to always come with a solution that makes sense. And after this, we also do visualization, we do prototyping, we also do management, of course, but that's the part that I like the less, so I didn't wrote it. in these 3 points, actually we are struggling a lot in a moment of visualization because it's something that is making us a bit frustrated. So tools for visualization, they have been there for many years, so rendering. And yeah, I mean, we know how to use them. It's okay, but it's also something that we think it's holding us behind because you still have to feed it so much. So there's always mistakes. And instead of being creative and doing what you actually like to do, we spend most of our time. This is again stuck. Yeah. So we spend most of our time trying to solve problems from a computer program. That is just annoying because it should work. You bought it, so it should work, but it doesn't. So yeah, therefore we are very excited with this new generation of tools that seems to be appearing. So maybe in the very near future, we will be able to use AI softwares like DALL-E or Midjourney, for example, and do something that is, yeah, so you just need to type or to feed it with a picture and say, please integrate this object into cheaper field like architecture, for example. And this is saving us a lot of time during the process of creation. The thing is that when we have tools, they are so easy to render. So if now everyone can just go into the computer and type some things or put a picture and say, please do me an object that looks like that one, we are going to have to deal with really a lot of random stuff. I call it the age of randomness. I really think that in the near future, everything is going to be really like a mashup. There's no reason for it. So here, more than ever, we need to be curators. Designers need to be curators. So maybe this EIX that Sebastian was talking about, maybe this is a new profession. And I find it really super interesting, or a task in the office. So suddenly we have to deal with a lot of things that we didn't know before. So this is, of course, an opportunity. So this creates new tasks, this creates new jobs. And yeah, in the end, I don't think that we know what designers are going to be or why do we need designers in the future. But I think it's very interesting to think about as AI as something that potentiates you, so it's something that enhances you and something that lets you do what you actually like to do. And by the way, we also need new emojis. That's it, thank you.